playing games. We're game bros. We're playing games.
Yeah.
Life.
Isn't Game Bro the name of the magazine from
what?
Homestuck?
Fuck if I know. Fucking Homestucks. I'm not a Homestuck.
You read all of Homestuck.
I didn't read all of Homestuck. I caught up at some point.
Well, yeah, in like 2011.
Before their.
Were
like,
you not a fan of it though?
Act 3 and. I feel like I was, and
it was
then,
not.
like,
It was between Act 5 and 6. It
oh,
was
that's
not
right.
between
Yeah.
Act 3.
I don't know. I feel like I was a fan of it, and now I'm not anymore because I don't remember it well enough. And so it's like,
Oh man.
I don't have an attachment to it anymore.
So for some reason in my mind, you still gave a fuck about Homestuck, but I guess that
No.
wouldn't be true.
I got too far behind. It came out too fast.
Right.
There's way too much to read, and I'm not big on
Every
reading.
time
and
it
so
comes back, it comes.
It
out
became
too
a
fast.
fucking
What
nightmare.
are you trying to do? This is
Shoot
not
that eye.
happening.
Getting through these whirlpools is a huge pain in the ass. There's nowhere to walk.
Take off the boots and swim around it to the right.
But what if they get me?
Take off the boots and swim around it to the right.
I'm afraid. I don't like whirlpools. This is like fucking Pokemon Gold and
What if there's
Silver.
like a Whirlpool watching this? He's like, really?
Oh, all whirlpools
Really?
suck, huh?
All Whirlpools? Alright, bro.
No! Fairy!
Anyways, I think Game Bro
Fairy!
is the name of the
Wow.
magazine in,
That fairy just
Homestuck.
ditched.
There you go.
Yay! Okay.
Alright, you clearly need to get in between these two Whirlpools.
Or I can try to shoot this at like a side angle.
You're still gonna need to go in between the two Whirlpools.
No. What if that thing deactivates the whirlpools?
I don't know. But those hush puppies I just ate were fucking delicious.
Oh, they were still there?
If anybody's wondering what I was doing the whole time Victor was talking about, what were you talking about?
Was I even talking about anything?
Yeah, for like a while just now, about MMOs and like
Whoa.
class systems.
I thought
and
you were
shit.
talking about that.
Are you serious? I don't even give a fuck about
I mean,
MMO
I made
class
a couple.
systems.
I mean, that was my defense of. You were saying that the MMO enjoyment was all about weapons and armor, and I was
Yes.
explaining the class system.
Yeah, you talked about that for like a clean 3 minutes, and I just ate hush puppies the whole time.
Whoa.
Like I ate like,
Ah!
I ate like 4 or 5 hush puppies while you were discussing that.
Fuck my ass!
Incidentally,
No! No!
I don't care about that aspect of MMOs. You're fucked. You're fucked. You're fucked.
No,
You're
I
fucked.
got this. I got.
oh,
no!
roll,
Link, you shit!
Roll it, roll!
Stop!
Roll it,
Fuck!
roll!
Ah!
Oh my god!
No!
You're fucked. You're fucked.
I don't like this part.
Fucked.
Fuck.
fucked.
What the hell?
You're fucked.
Why could he get halfway? Oh.
All right.
Oh.
All right.
Oh.
Calmly facing the abyss. Oh, all right. I just walked.
Wow.
Well.
Wow.
No.
Oh
you
my.
go.
What the hell?
You just gotta like. It's
This
like
game is
quicksand. You
broken.
gotta not freak out. The only MMOs that I like are the ones that are like active combat system. So Terra and PSO2.
Yeah.
And the fact that it's an MMO has little to do with my enjoyment. I just really like the
Yeah.
combat and exploration in those games.
That's why Terra is the best.
Right, because I played Terra up until level 60, and then I just
But like,
stopped.
if you're playing World of Warcraft, you have a specific interest in that game, and
Right.
it's like to get to the highest level and then get cool armor, which isn't even that cool because it's all just fucking blank textures on bullshit.
I know that not a lot of people necessarily feel this way, but if there's a video game and you move by clicking on the screen, I'm not gonna play it. Just not.
You don't have to
up
click on
for
the
it.
screen in World of Warcraft. What are you talking about?
You're right, but you click on enemies.
Yeah. I mean, you can do keyboard shortcuts for most of that stuff.
Well, then I guess I'll just reassess my whole opinion of World of
I
Warcraft.
can't believe that's like your.
It's
your-
fucking boring to play. You just like
Yeah.
walk, and then you
I don't know, me and Dawson
you
were
click
having
on an
fun with
enemy
it
and you
more.
go.
Because once you get to the level where you have 15 skills, then you're really constantly clicking skills.
Yeah,
So you
but,
don't
like-
you feel more engaged when
But
you're
all
at
you
that
do
point.
is like in Terra, you could potentially fight like the final boss
Yeah.
with your basic armor. You know, like just because you whittle away at it forever. You know, like
yeah.
there's a lot
that
of
is where it becomes
mechanical dodging and doing shit and like figuring, like, you know, it's just a little bit more active, and it feels super good to do the attack.
Yeah.
I did a whole video on this.
Yes.
10 seconds that explain why I like the appeal of Terra Online, which a lot of people love that video. People often use that to discuss Terra Online even. I gotta say, I'm quite proud that even though I played so little of Terra Online, I managed to make like a number of things
you got to
that
like
people...
the max level. I'm not sure how you played so little of it.
Well, compared to how people play MMOs,
Yeah.
I didn't play any of the endgame content.
Yes.
And I skipped half the dungeons because like my most popular post on my blog before I started doing videos by far, and it still is, like still gets a lot of hits, is my Terra solo leveling guide.
Yeah.
Because there was nothing like it out there. I got to 60, I wrote about how I did it, and I've got like tons of people look it up. It's cited on like different Terra related websites and shit like that. So it's like the premier solo leveling guide on the internet for people who want to solo Terra. And then I also had like, not nearly as big, but I did have a pretty big post at the time about the story of me chasing the sky whale in the game. And then I, as a video maker, it's not one of my biggest videos, but like my Terra video was pretty popular, and like it still gets comments here and there from like Terra fans, you know, who find it. So it's just really interesting that like my content for that game has gotten out into the community in such a way, even though I only played it for like a couple months 2 or 3 years ago, you know, like. But it was like my favorite game. So on the one hand, I feel connected enough to it that I can still feel like really happy about that.
Yeah.
Even though I'm not really a member of the Terra community.
Oh yeah.
But it's pretty cool. I feel like it's my lame claim to fame, if you will. Other than all the other shit.
Oh yeah.
Other than everything I do.
Yeah. That's true. I decided to get creative with my yes because that was all I was saying.
You talk about something while I eat the rest of these hush puppies because they are fucking calling
Something
me.
is a word.
Oh.
It is a word with letters.
All right.
Several letters.
That's where you went.
You can almost say there are some letters.
There are several letters in something. Only like 9 of them.
I can't count right now. I'm getting tired. I'm just gonna keep the boots on. Fuck it. I've got special boots.
I don't even know where you are or what's
Very
happening.
special. I'm in the water temple.
I'm like, where in the water temple? I got lost somewhere.
Walking around in my Link boots. Walking around in my Link boots. Going squishy, squish, squish.
It's more like going clink, clink, clink.
Going clink, clink, clink. Clink, clink, clink. Clink, clink,
Clink,
clink. Spot on! We nailed that cover of release it. That's new album, cover album, covers by guys.
Still better than Star Bomb.
Oh!
Sick
Shots fired.
bird!
Shots fired. Shots fired. How many shots were fired? All the shots. Shots. Shots on shots.
You're not doing a very good job of covering for me while I eat these fucking.
Is that what I'm doing? Whoa! Ah! Did I get the switch? Shit! There's guys. There's guys everywhere.
Like,
I thought I could use a
I'm
hammer. Why
trying to
can't I use
decide
a
if
hammer?
this is terrible or if I'm entertained by what you're doing. Like, am I the
afraid.
only one who would be entertained by listening to you? Like,
I'm naked and afraid.
flail?
Where's what do I hit the switch? What does it do? I'm gonna take my shoes off. Make myself at home. Pull up a chair. Oh, it raises the water.
Separates us
level.
from the Game Grumps. They could be funny all day, and we like We like
Fuck the
exhaust
game,
every
gross.
idea we've ever had in our lives in the span of
We don't
about
have enough
an
life.
hour.
We're too familiar.
That's true. I mean, we see each other all day, every day.
Yes,
So.
constantly, literally constantly.
Oh my god, it's this block.
It's the block.
This
That's
block
the one
from like
the
a
place.
century. Wait, is it the same block?
I don't know. It's
I don't
not.
know. It's not.
That was in a hallway.
Yeah. I thought it was like some epic reincorporation.
It stopped. I stopped pushing it.
Going squish, 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 squish. Going squish, squish, squish.
The block stopping really kills my.
Wasn't that also a wall over there? To the
I think it is a breaky wall.
An achy breaky wall.
An achy breaky wall. Don't break my wall. My achy breaky wall.
I mean, it certainly looks like a, like the frame in a cartoon that's going to be animated. You know?
What?
Like in Ed, Edd n Eddy, when you see a fence and one part of the fence
Oh,
is
yeah.
a totally
Oh, I
different
love
color,
that.
and you know that's the part that's gonna break in 5 seconds.
Uh-huh. Pulling blocks. I like the crescent moon on the block. I never knew what that
I'm just gonna
means.
assume everyone knows exactly what I'm talking about with regards to that animation
they
thing.
fucking know. They better know.
If you watch cell animation, usually, in fact, I've even seen it sometimes with Flash.
Yeah.
Like,
Where it's like the background is already a
right, like,
different image.
yeah,
kind of thing.
there's like the background drawing, and then the part that they're actually animating is being drawn as its own
That's
cell.
where I came in.
And they often just make it a different color from the background. That, or it's possible they just like don't, like maybe they're both working from the storyboard, but they don't actually see the background art yet. You know, possibly. I don't know. I don't know enough about the like
No.
the behind the scenes. Why don't you climb the fucking block and go up there? What are
I
you
can't.
doing?
I gotta raise the water level. I was
Oh.
gonna see if I could drop a pot on the switch.
Why would you be able to?
Because that would be cool.
Oh man.
Oh, I got boots.
Like we needed to waste more fucking time.
I got boots. I got boots.
I need to eat this last touch. What even was that?
What?
What song were you
That
doing?
was my song. I made it up.
Oh.
Not everything's a reference, Conrad. Sometimes people have original thoughts
It just sounded like
about boots.
something that would be a reference.
So I have to like wait. Okay. Okay. Where are these fucking hush puppies, man?
Dude, they're so
Put the
fucking good.
Come up with a conversation. You see, I'm tired.
Have any of you ever eaten at Cookout? If not, if you live
It's a
somewhere
good
that has
place.
it,
Yeah. It's like being in a cookout. Forever. Forever cookouts. Oh.
Cookout is a fast food restaurant that sells like pretty much anything you could imagine being at a cookout. Burgers, hot dogs,
There's Five Guys burgers and fries.
pulled pork, and shit like that. And all of it's pretty good.
I want to have pushed
But
pork.
more importantly, it's all really cheap.
Mhm.
Like almost nothing there is more than $3.50, except for like the chicken
$3.50.
sandwich, which is not that great. But their burgers are cheaper than you're gonna get at any other fast food place, and they taste better.
Definitely.
Their pulled pork is fucking delicious. And it's got like coleslaw on it. That's really good. I think that's coleslaw, right? That fucking green
Yeah.
shit.
Green shit.
No.
No.
And
No.
then they've got
Oh, yay.
but the
No.
they've got these fucking phenomenal hush puppies, and you get 12 for $1.
Holy shit.
12
That's
for
actually
$1.
a good deal.
Yeah, I've gone there at times and just gotten hush puppies and been
Wow.
full.
I didn't know you went to
afterwards.
Cookout so often.
I don't go there
Okay.
often because they're too far away. I went there today though
Uh.
because like I spent 40 minutes getting there, not because they're 40 minutes away, but because I was driving down the other road and I was like, I think I want to go to Cookout. I had to like go all the way across
Yeah.
town to get back, and I was like, but it was worth it because I went and I was like, if I'm here and I had to drive all that way, I'm gonna order like 3 things, and I did, and I ate until I felt I was going to fucking
They're called
explode.
Schoolie.
And then, because the timing always works this way, my mom had made my favorite dinner,
Oh yeah.
chicken cordon bleu and
That was a
cheese
good
and
eating
shells.
day for you. It was a good eating day for me.
Well, it was a good eating day in terms of taste, but like I was already completely full
Uh-huh.
when dinner came, and so I had my plate and I'm sitting there looking at it and I'm like, I could like try to wait like an hour or so because like I'm so fucking full. But like I don't know what possessed me. I just ate it all.
Yeah.
I ate 2 chicken cordon bleus and a plate full of fucking like cheese and shells. I'm not a big eater. People usually regard me as sort of a not a big eater. Each of those meals took me like an hour to consume.
Yeah.
Like I think I watched all of Donkey Kong.
Fucking God.
I watched the Game Grumps play Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze for the entire period of me eating each of those meals. And it was delicious, but then I felt like I was gonna throw up for a long time. Until Victor showed up, I was just sitting in Shade's room saying his name hundreds of times.
Whoa.
I went into Shade's room and I laid on his bed and I went, Shade, Shade,
oh God,
Shade,
that had to be maddening.
Shade.
I feel bad for him.
And then I turned into songs, Shade, Shade, Shade,
Shade.
I guarantee you, whoever you are, no matter who you are, you have never heard one word in your life that's not a particle more times than my brother Shade has heard his own name. Would you not say that's true? Me and Victor will go into Shade's room and just say his name for like
just
hours.
Pop in and snap and point at him and then
That's
just
true.
stare and then run away.
I'll go into his room like I did today, lay on his bed and just say his name for an hour. And he doesn't even react. He's so used to it that he just doesn't give a fuck. He'll just sit there and play his fucking video games and talk to his friends on Skype, not even say a damn word. You know, he only gets mad if you like
Shane don't give a fuck
if you
about
do something, like if you
nothing.
say something that's like asking him to do something, or like if you fuck with him in some way.
Yeah.
But he'll just sit there and listen to you fucking say his name all day. He doesn't care.
Oh, that tolerant boy.
I'm surprised his name means anything to him anymore after the amount of times he's heard it.
Maybe it doesn't.
Maybe not.
Maybe Shade doesn't. I'm done. Fuck, I had a conversation idea. I was gonna talk about food. Me and you both find food very important. Yes. We definitely prioritize food. We are food guys. Some people aren't all about food.
Before.
It's weird that some people aren't all about food. Okay, well
that's a different direction than I was
expecting
you to go.
Like I was just, there's some people who are just like, they just don't eat much at all.
Yeah, Shade is one of those people.
Yeah.
Shade
and I'll offer them food and they'll be like, no, I'm good. And I'm like, what?
I have honestly
I offered you food. I will take any opportunity to eat.
I have several times asked Shade, do you even like food? And he said no.
Oh my God.
He does not like food.
I am obsessed with food. It's one of the important things for me.
Dude, all I think about most of the day is food.
Yeah. I can go on about food.
Where am I going to eat? What am I going to eat? Who am I going to eat with? How am I going to pay for the food? You know
you like food when you consider food like a legitimate conversation topic.
Oh yeah.
Like I was trying to talk to someone about food.
It should be.
And then they were just kind of like, "Oh, it's so weird we're talking about food." And I was kind of like, "Dude, we eat constantly. That's one of the biggest things we do in life is eat. Why wouldn't we talk about food all the time?"
I mean, everyone knows I have a series of vlogs on Kofuku Graffiti where I just eat and talk about what I'm eating.
Food is like the best conversation topic.
Oh man, food. That's me and Donson. That's practically all we talk about.
Yeah.
And Boyd, the three of us just sit there and talk about like either what we have
eaten, one of the best things to
or
do,
what we are going to eat, or what we wish we could eat. Or
enjoyable things in the world is just eating.
That's all I do with my friends is eat.
Yeah.
Like the only reason, seriously, I'm gonna say this as an absolute. The only reason I have left my house in the past, no, you know what? It's not an absolute. I left the house to buy Spirited Away on DVD.
That's true.
The only reason I leave the house 95% of the time is to eat. Whether I'm with other people or by myself. I leave the house every day to go get something to eat. If I have friends with me, we go to a restaurant or something. But that's all we do as friends. Like, we're always either at home or eating.
We just eat.
There's no other thing we do. Because all my friends are fairly cheap, including myself. And we don't really want to go do stuff that costs money. Like, the whole conversation we had with the fucking, the trampoline gym or whatever. We were like, I just went in $10 and bounced some trampolines. Me and my friends would all be like, do I really want to bounce on trampolines? But if it's food, it's like, well, I have to eat either way.
Yeah.
So I might as well eat something good, and then it's like a 2-in-1. You do something you were gonna do anyways, and you have fun because it's something good to eat, you know. And you go somewhere unique or interesting. Me and Victor love going to Thai food together, or you know, when me and Boyd went to a ramen shop.
Yeah, there's always somewhere new to eat because there's a billion restaurants and no one's been to all of them, so it's like.
Or just to go to the same places you've been and get something different.
The same places you love. Even getting the same thing, it's worth it.
Right. I've been to the Thai place like 4 times and I've got something different every time.
The second I got something different one time, it was horrible. So I'm just going to get the same thing over and over again. Like, that was my one moment of experiment. No, it wasn't good. It certainly wasn't worth it.
It wasn't as good as what you wanted it.
Yeah.
It wasn't bad, though. Like.
Well, it was generic. It was very disappointing. It literally just tasted like beef and broccoli from any Chinese food place, but it was more expensive.
That's sad. And I've always said that everything.
It was
the
weak.
Best thing. But then again, everything I get is always from like the real Thai food. You know.
Yeah. And I was very disappointed because I didn't realize it was gonna be a soupy noodle. I haven't. That's where I'm going now. I was actually deliberately going up here. Okay.
The way that the minute kind of sounds like run it in the Run the Jewels Fast song.
Oh my god.
Oh, what the fuck is that song called? Close Your Eyes and Count to Fuck by Run the Jewels.
Oh, fucking spiders!
You've definitely heard us singing it because we did it in Roy G. Biv in that episode. I started because you were literally running the jewels.
Yes, I was running the jewels.
I was like, run them jewels fast, run them jewels fast. By the way, I've given up on like timing these. I'm just judging it by like how far you get. We made it to this block. We finally did it. Actually, you know what? I think we're only 14 minutes. Oh yeah, this is the block. Yep, so it is a totally cool reincorporation.
I knew it was coming.
Awesome. I wasn't sure if
here's the fucking key to go back to the other place to finally get the boss key, hopefully. Beat this fucking level. The boss is super cool.
Is it?
Yeah.
I don't think it's that.
Dude, it's totally cool.
I think it's the weakest boss in the game.
Really?
What boss is less cool?
They're all cool. I like them all.
Good answer. I like big bosses that I cannot lie. You other brothers can't deny. When a boss walks in with a big strong face and a big fucking dick, I want to suck it.
Oh. Here we go again.
No.
I'm out.
Not only have we made that joke a bunch of times, but the Game Grumps make that joke regularly.
They ruin everything for me.
They really do. There's just too much. There's too much Game Grumps. On the one hand, though, what's great about that is anyone who hasn't watched Game Grumps won't.
Whoa!
Like anyone who's not a die-hard Game Grumps fan will never know because they make so many videos that unless you've watched all of them, then you can't possibly know everything they've referenced.
The entire canon.
Just happens that I've watched almost all of them.
You are. Yeah.
Was there more to that sentence?
There really wasn't. I like to give up on sentences halfway through.
I've just got Run the Jewel stuck in my head now, so I'm kind of fucked. What's that?
Yes.
Kendrick Lamar.
What?
It sounded like you were doing.
It is now.
Because
it was nothing. It was literally just gibberish. So
okay.
So now it was Kendrick Lamar.
It was that. What the fuck is the name of that song?
Rigor Mortis.
Yeah, Rigor Mortis.
Now
everybody serenade the new faith of Kendrick Lamar. This is King Kendrick Lamar. King Kendrick, and amended my point intended is raw.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh.
One day we'll finish the work.
Talking with T-Dog last night.
Marcus T-Dog Waxon?
No. What?
Trevor?
Trevor's T-Dog.
Marcus had his name was like Marcus T-Dog.
I don't ever remember him being T-Dog. That doesn't make any sense because he doesn't have T in his name.
I don't remember why. Oh, it was in that the credits of what's it called?
Yeah.
The credits of Romeo and Juliet Abridged, which you haven't seen yet. I know I told you to before, but you should have by now. Gone and watched Romeo and Juliet Abridged. he was credited as Marcus T-Dog Waxon.
That's weird.
Because I think because he was playing Tybalt.
Oh yeah. Anyways, talking to T-Dog.
Trevor.
Yes, Trevor.
TrevCon 2012.
TrevCon 2012. But we're talking about
oh, what the fuck
I was listening to the band The Growlers, and I've been listening to one of their albums a bunch, and the controller broke.
What the fuck?
No.
Okay, hold on.
I can't move. Use the boost to get the hoop. The hoop boost. New barrel roll.
Does it work?
Alright. We're good. Okay.
I don't know why that happened several times.
I'm listening to the Growlers a lot. I only had downloaded one of their albums. And because I like to go one album at a time so I don't just overload myself with everything. But then I was starting to get sick of that album. I thought it started to sound lame to me. So I was like, alright. And so I asked Trevor, because he's a fan of them, what their best album is. And then he's like, oh, all of them are awesome. And then I was telling him about the album that I had gotten bored of. And he was like, yeah, I understand that with that album. And then he starts telling me about how that album was made after, like, their house had burned down and, like, one of their friends died. And
Holy
so it's
shit.
like the basis on which the album was made, it's like it's understandable that it was kind of weaker because they were basically like trying to test to see if they could still keep the band going. And then it shows the fundamental difference between the way like me and you listen to music and the way Trevor listens to music, whereas he's very context. Yeah, he knows the whole context, and his enjoyment of the album is from his context of what the band was doing in their lives.
You also got to remember, like, the way me and you listen to music, we discussed this on one of the episodes, like, that I listen to one album, like, 100 times, and he listens to it, like, maybe 5 to 10.
But what's more interesting to him, even more than the musical all the time, is the people making it. Whereas I don't really care about that.
He reads a lot of, like, Stereo Gum and shit like that, and, like, reads up on bands. So,
Just very interesting.
When he talks about music, he always talks about...
Very legitimately, like he always knows all the names
the stories.
And, like, the stories.
Yeah, the names of all the people in the band and shit like that.
I don't fucking know any of that, because, like, I don't give a shit about it. I judge things just on the art itself and not the context of it.
I usually know a lot of that stuff about, like, my favorite bands, but I don't, like... I like read Wikipedia and maybe like if an article happens to like I know a lot of shit about Death Grips because there's a lot of interesting shit and it's all like pretty entertaining to read about, but like I wouldn't say I go super out of my way to like make sure I know everything about any band or anything like that, and I don't follow any music news sites. I get into a band, I start reading about them, I'm like, oh, that's pretty interesting, maybe I'll do some research, you know.
And the thing about that is like,
read an interview.
Are there's some things where the enjoyment of the art, is it intended to be enjoyed with context or without context entirely? Like, is it something where you're supposed to know the whole story to get the whole effect, or is it like? But I mean, is it something that on its own would not be good if you didn't know the context, and then it's not meant to be enjoyed
like how
without
all
the
white people feel about Kendrick Lamar's "Good Kid, Mad City"?
Yeah, where it's like once you know it's a story, it becomes interesting, but without knowing that, you didn't like it.
Right.
It's like you couldn't get into it unless you knew the context of it.
I don't know how I don't know that that's true for me because I got into it with "Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe," and then I was like listening to the other songs, and I was kind of like I didn't get it, and I wasn't sure if I liked it yet, but then once I knew the story, it was kind of like, oh, alright, I get where it's coming from. You know?
It does help you visualize what's going on better, and it gives you a better, more fun image in your head when you're listening to it.
But it is pretty funny that so many, like, you know, music critics and white people love Kendrick Lamar, but, like, they probably wouldn't if they didn't know the like, if you heard Backseat Freestyle and didn't get what it was supposed to be.
Because that's how I was with Kendrick at first. I just thought it was, you know, just whatever, rap music, and then it was like, oh, well, there's stuff going on here, and then you listen to it closer, and you're like, oh, I get it.
Right. But then that comes with the assumption that no other rap music actually has hidden depth.
Which, you know, now I'm open to that, whereas before I wasn't. Like, I didn't listen to any rap music, so I didn't know. Now it's like I understand it much better.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm trying to think, like, bands I think
I think of more stuff. There's like stuff like Coheed and Cambria, where knowing their albums is a sci-fi story
epic.
Certainly helps you, like,
and that definitely affects how I feel about that album. Like, particularly Coheed. There's a few, like, for instance, the song, the one that's like, If I had a way back, I'd ride through the dark and the dawn. Claudio said about that song that he imagines planets like colliding and exploding.
Exactly. That imagery makes it so much cooler than it would have been.
Every time I listen to that song, I think of that. You know, like, just I read that sentence and it made so much sense to me that I was like as soon as I pictured planets colliding to that like epic string instrumentation,
you totally
I was like, oh man, that's awesome! I want to see that. Like, I want to see a visual of that because in my head it's fucking epic.
Definitely, a lot of the songs that are about like battles and shit, it's like so cool when you're listening to lyrics and you're imagining the jackhammers, you know, the manual jackhammers. It's like, dude, this is fucking cool. But I can understand where like
battles the shores, we'll have you dead pretty soon. And now.
But I would understand if you didn't know that context, you wouldn't enjoy it as much because what would you be visualizing when you're listening to it?
I will say though,
you don't know what the fuck it's about.
Before I knew all that, I still thought that song was epic as shit.
I mean,
because like
still pretty cool.
I think because I didn't know the story when I first had their first few albums, and like even when I first heard the line "Man, you're jackhammers," I pictured giant machine guns like immediately.
I always imagined this great Macross-esque space battle. The ships are very Macross-esque.
That would have been good for our prog thing. Bright incision sits across the evening. The victim to our father's lost war. The restless children sit and mourn the graves.
To be a hero is all I
That's a totally different verse. That's the second verse.
Oh, whatever. Will I be buried here amongst the dead? I can't try to sing
room to honor me here in the end. I'm just.
You'll
be better off too soon.
I'm on the wrong one.
You'll be better off when you get home. The pioneers. Dealing with it, they march for dawn. Who will and worthy. The truth be told, the child was born. Man your own jackhammer. Man your battle stations. We've let this go for way too long. I was super into it though.
We should probably next time on what's it called before I fight the boss.
Yeah, are you there?
Almost. I gotta raise this water level and then I'll be there.
Alright, next time on Digibros, we're finally gonna fight this fucking
bruh.